we go.
Hey guys, it's Finn with the Movie Fanatics. Today I'm joined by Michael, Braden, Brannick, and today we have our first special guest, Brannick's little brother, Everin. That's absolutely crazy, man! Like first guest on the episode, that's epic. Everin, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Everin. That is a true fact. And cool fact about me. That's a real tricky question because, well,
Take your
I
time.
don't really have a cool fact about myself. I'm wearing a shirt.
That's a very fun fact.
Also, I'm wearing pants. I could take them off though if it gets a little too sweaty in here.
All right.
Next thing. First impressions are everything.
Let's move on to our drinks of choices. Michael, why don't you start us out? Actually, Braden.
I will start us out. I have water and an emoji cup. Look at that.
Great.
I also have water.
Brannick, how about you?
I have a Coca-Cola.
Let's go.
Pretty cool.
Coca-Cola. I have a
Alright.
big K Diet Ginger Ale, except it's not in a big K Diet Ginger Ale can. No. I'm too cool for that. I got myself a horse racing cup.
That's awesome. My trigger choice is the big reveal. It's applesauce. That's my trigger choice. So I'll be sipping on this for the time.
Applesauce is my favorite drink.
Yeah, I know.
Bro, one of these days I gotta
subverted all
come-
expectations.
One of these days I gotta come on with like an orange sauce. Do they make that applesauce
What?
with
Nope.
oranges?
I don't think they can make orange sauce. I think it's like a different fruit.
What about like a hot dog sauce? They like grind up the hot
Oh
dogs.
yeah.
That's
No,
just grease right there.
hot dogs was the
Please
last
no.
one. Hot dogs was
That's
the
just
last one.
100% grease.
That's
I
not
feel-
true.
What do we do now?
I think we get
to-
into personal news. Everyone,
yeah.
why don't you start it off? Do you have any personal news?
I do have personal news. It's not like really news. It's just a formal apology. Like I'm very sorry. I missed all of the 5 first episodes of the podcast. I couldn't make it on. I'm sorry. I'll try to be on every day from now on though. Don't worry about it. I'll be there. So sorry about missing all of them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Everin.
Also, more news for me. I have a question, which is not news, but it's a question.
Okay.
Who's the creator of this podcast?
The
Us.
four of us.
Us.
All right, I'll just ask you then.
4 of us.
Let's say you have a woman guest. Let's say Michelle Obama. So would you say like three men, 1 woman, and a mic? 4 men and a woman? What would the title be?
Don't
I
even worry
think
about it.
I think it would still be
I think it'd be 3 men and a mic, but this time Michelle Obama's there.
everyone.
this
Oh,
episode
what if it
would
wasn't
be
Michelle
like-
Obama? What if it was like Katy
We're not
Perry?
changing the title for this.
No,
No,
if-
we're
if-
not.
If Michelle Obama
Four
came
men and a
on,
mic
we'd be
sounds
like,
really good.
the title would be like Michelle Obama comes on with this couple random kids talking about Michelle
But
Obama.
what if it's not Michelle Obama?
Everyone with the hard hitting
Then we'd be
questions.
sad.
Yeah. If we have a guest, it's still the same title.
Like,
Like, we don't-
like this episode's not going to be called 4 men and a mic.
Why not?
Yeah.
No.
It's probably gonna say like whatever and then with a special guest.
This is the title right here. Everin, a famous person, goes on 3 Men and a Mic podcast to talk about politics.
No way.
That good?
That's in the rules.
like it.
There's no politics.
Yeah, but like, is it like recent politics in the rules?
any politics.
Or can I talk about George Washington?
No, that's political.
You're allowed
Too
to talk about
political,
George
yes.
Washington.
We talked
did
about
do
Miller
a-
That's
Fillmore.
a lot.
We did a whole bit about George Washington Carver last time.
I was about to say George
Yeah.
Washington Carver, but that was against the rules because it's politics.
Okay, Braden, you got any personal news to share with us?
Other than I just spit out water everywhere. Not me. I am doing fine. My headphones are tangled. That's fun. But no, nothing for me.
Okay, Brannick, how about you? Do you got any personal news you'd like to share with us?
Not really. My brother Everin is on this episode of the podcast today,
Am?
and his hat matches my shirt, and I think that's about as much news as we need.
Okay, Michael, how about you? You got any burning?
Actually,
personal
I
news?
do. Okay, so my friend and my brother's friend Everin is on the podcast with us. So that's pretty cool.
Your brother's friend?
My friend's brother's friend. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. My friend and my friend's brother is on the podcast.
Oh, you really
Why
messed
not
that
your
up,
friend, Michael?
Michael. You're already messing this up Just like
He's
you
not
ruined
my brother's friend.
Yeah,
It's well known that Michael doesn't have a brother.
yeah.
That's not true, but okay.
I guess
Don't
that
even worry about
leaves only one, and that would be Finnegan. Finnegan, do
Correct.
you have any personal news? That's a really good question, Talking Hand. Thanks for asking.
That's fun.
Do I have any personal news? Not really. I'm moving, so soon I'm gonna have a new setup. It's gonna be cool.
Wanna keep
I'm still
that?
staying in the place I am currently, not like the house I am, but like the city. I'm just like going like 2 miles down the road, that way, not that way. Is it that way? I don't know. Whichever direction. Yeah, it is that way. It's that direction. Also,
now we
I have
know.
this.
Now we know where you live.
I also have this. It says 3 minutes a mic if you can't read it. I didn't draw that. My handwriting's bad. I had a family member of mine do it.
I'll do it next time.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
I think from now on I'm gonna have the guest draw it and send it to me before.
All right, what's
All right.
next? Is that the end of the episode?
Yeah.
That's
Thank you
it.
guys
Thanks for
watching.
watching.
That's it.
Now
This
next we
this
have
episode will be uploaded
Brayden.
right now.
Oh yeah, movie fanatic or no movie updates. Movie fanatic updates.
Movie
Is
news.
Last Thursday, Ghostbusters Afterlife
Hold
hit
on,
theaters.
Everin. I thought your drink of choice was applesauce.
Well, I was out of applesauce. I didn't
Did
want to
you
get
lie
like
to
5
us?
packs of applesauce in here because I drank that in like 3 seconds. So I just brought water too.
I can
Thanks
attest.
for
Mostly
taking
ice.
over my bit, guys.
Wow.
You're welcome.
Edward, you really
What were you
dropped
talking
We
about?
do it, we can.
things up.
Anyway,
Okay, continue, Brandon.
Anyway,
Classic.
Ghostbusters Afterlife hit theaters last Thursday. I will see it soon. I'm excited to see it because I'm a huge Ghostbusters fan. I have the record right there. But yeah, that's like the big thing right now is Ghostbusters Afterlife. But I'm excited to watch it. Everett, what are you doing?
Everin's a little close
All right.
there.
Everett is
Yeah,
the first.
sorry.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited for Ghostbusters Afterlife because it got Paul Rudd and Finn Wolfhard,
It does
aka
have Paul Rudd.
aka Ant-Man and wait, who's Finn Wolfhard in Stranger Things? Mike.
I have no idea.
Ant-Man and Mike. Ant-Man
he's
and
the- I think he's the
Um,
strange. I think he's the
guys.
strange one.
yeah.
He's the
I mean,
strange thing.
there's like there's 11. Him and 11 date, right?
He's
Yeah.
12.
No.
Yeah, duh. Sorry.
Make out before. I think.
That is. Do they?
Yeah, they do.
All right, moving on, please.
Everin is just going to town on that water.
I like how you can tell the bloodline is like right here based on the aspect ratio. That's how you know me and Evan are brothers.
Wait,
The bloodline?
you're right. You're down there for me, Brannock. You're over there.
Yeah,
Michael's
no.
there,
also
Finn's there.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
what-
right here.
God's up there for all I know. What's so
Did we
funny,
say no
Michael?
religion too?
No,
This
we're
is
both
in
in
the
4x3.
rules. This is in the rules.
We're both in 4x3.
Cut that out, Michael. Cut
That's
that
the
out.
I'm in 3x2.
Cut that out, Michael. I did it wrong.
Oh, we have fun.
Guys, just FYI, this is like entirely Everin's personality.
No, this is a facade.
All right, I think next is trivia.
Michael, why you always laugh? I
Oh
like
yeah,
to, like,
trivia. Oh yeah, guys, last week I learned
Guys,
that trivia isn't
guys,
just questions.
We're filming an episode for the podcast. So let's
Yeah, we
get
are.
together.
Really? No.
are?
Last week I
thought
told
we were
my
just
teacher, I shocked my teacher with the fact that that trivia isn't just questions, and she was like, "Yeah, that's true."
Okay, guys. For those of you who didn't watch last week's episode, what
No,
happened when
we won't tell. We're not going to tell them what happened. Go watch it.
it's,
That's how you
Oh,
find out.
God.
Really speaks for itself.
I also told my teacher, I told a different teacher that baby carrots were a lie, and then she was like, "No," and looked it up. And then she like got dumbfounded. She was like, "What?" And then I told her a fact, and then she told the entire class, and it was a big like moment.
That's crazy. Brannick, why don't you hit us with that trivia?
All right, here's these trivia questions. All right, it's me, Brennick, last name. We are with the trivia today. You know the drill. If you don't, that really is too bad because you haven't been here. I mean, one of you has not been here, to be fair. But
Hopefully as a fan, he should have watched every episode so far, so he should
Yeah,
know what's
come on.
going
I
on.
didn't. You guys always bring on water, and I'm very disappointed. What's so funny, Michael?
All right,
Just
Brandon,
silent.
hit us with that
Brandon,
trivia, Brandon.
Trivia, go.
Oh, I'm trying.
Oh,
Basically,
Brennick.
you guys know the drill.
Getting angry.
You don't answer them yet. All right,
Wait till the
comment
end. Comments,
you guys
please.
Please,
comment.
Brian, with the trivia, all right? Come on.
Come on,
trying
Brannick, hit us
so
with that
hard.
trivia.
Brandon, hit us with that trivia.
Brannick, hit us with that sweet, sweet trivia.
I'm
It's
about
been
to
10
assault you
minutes
with this
already.
trivia right now.
We about to
It's gonna
play some
hurt.
Trivial Pursuit.
Blaze about to like,
Whoa, we're gonna hit him
Brandon,
with
you
some
don't got all
trivia,
day.
but it's not just any trivia. It's trivia
Brian,
questions.
hurry up with trivia, all right? Dude, we gotta
Brannick,
go.
while your trivia questions are loading, what is the topic this week for trivia?
what?
What is the
Brandon,
topic
hit us
this
with
week
that
for trivia?
trivia.
Hit us with that
Brandon,
trivia.
just ask this little trivia.
Yeah, hit us with that trivia.
Hit us
Job,
with that
Michael.
Sweet
We
trivia.
have to go.
Let me have some of that trivia.
Give us that trivia, Brandon.
All right, the trivia questions for this
Yeah,
week
hit
are
us with
as
that
follows.
trivia.
All right, you're being absolutely hit. I'm gonna hit you with my fist in a second. All right,
But not after you do that trivia.
Exactly. All right, question 1. What was the first commercially sold home video game console? Right. Question
Bing, bing,
2.
bing, 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 bing. How do I
Everett.
answer? Bing,
At
bing,
the
bing,
end.
bing.
Everett, Everett,
the
we answer
end.
at the end.
At the
Magnavox
end.
Odyssey.
Put your answers in the comment section below now.
The answers in the comments section below, and if you're on the episode, you don't answer the trivia questions until after the main topics. Okay.
You should
Now.
know this, Everett.
Wow.
on,
If only I was
I didn't
trying
read
to
the
read
rules.
the whole time.
Well,
All
I already
right.
said the
Question
question.
2. Stop talking. Question 2. Who is the last leader of the Soviet Union? And question 3. What is the highest grossing animated film of all time? Stick that in your skillet. Let it simmer. Let's start the episode.
Shh, Everett, put your hand down. Thank you.
Brandon is angry.
Okay,
Can I
so
say the
I
trivia
think
answers?
our number one topic. Wait, do we say that? Do we say our topic for this week is blank? Or are we just
Yes.
gonna talk about- Oh, great. So our topic for this week is CGI versus practical effects. Okay, so let's just go around and just base our opinion. Like which do we prefer in a movie? If a movie can only have one, which do we want the movie to have? Let's
I
start
will
out with
go
our
first.
special our Michael's going first, I guess.
Yeah. Anyways, I feel like it really depends on the movie because, like, I'd say if you can go with practical, then Everett, you're distracting me. But I feel like if you can go with practical, then you want to do that. But for some, it's just like impossible. So CGI works better. So it really depends on what you're on what you're filming. Everett, tell us your opinion?
Everett, please just.
Well, I don't really know what practical effects are.
It's like
I'm not a movie fanatic. I don't know.
What? Okay.
So if you could explain to me, I would answer.
Okay. Context. Practical. It's an effect. It's something that's real. It's something that it's tangible.
Oh,
you
yeah,
can
yeah.
look at it.
I
It's not made in a computer. Think of
Alright.
the original Star Wars trilogy.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, it's like
So
practical
Everett-
effects, like with stuff like Dark Knight Rises and stuff, Batman, like when Joker blows up the hospital, he's like beep, and then the hospital blows up. Like that looks like really real. But
Yeah,
like,
that
if,
was
it was real.
That was
Right.
practical.
if it was in CGI, it would be like it would look real, but it just doesn't have like the feeling of it, you know?
Yeah, for that
Like,
for that
was
movie,
real.
they straight up blew up a hospital.
Yeah. And actually, when he hit the button, it actually didn't work. That's why he did the little thing, because he's just so cool. It was actually a
Glad he
fake.
kept that one. That would have been funny if he blew up
That
the
was-
hospital.
Funny.
He
Okay.
did blow up the hospital. That was practical.
Yeah, they actually blew up a hospital.
And they actually killed all the patients too. They didn't take them out either.
Whoa. Hey,
we have okay, Brannick, what are your thoughts on practical versus CGI?
I like it best when I think Jurassic Park is a good example of how to blend them both together. Like for instance, just the T-Rex, when all the full body shots of the T-Rex, it was CGI, but they built like a practical model head that was used for like the scene where he breaks into the car, and they're holding
Okay.
up the windshield.
Gotcha.
So I think it's better when they're I like it when they're combined. I don't know. I'm always trying my best to I like practical. I think it's more charming than CGI, but there's a lot more possibility you can do with CGI. I know the original Star Wars is brought up, And I think what they were able to do with practical effects back in the day, especially, were really impressive because, I mean, they still hold up in my opinion. I know there are some moments that are a little wonky, but like overall, I think it looks pretty fine. But again, you would never be able to make like an MCU movie back in the day because the technology we have now allows for those movies to have the scale and kind of that more superhero-y feel.
Yeah.
So
Braden, where do you fall on this?
And they got like real dinosaurs for the Jurassic Park one, I think.
Yeah,
That-
they like
They got like real ones.
Yeah, of course they did. Yeah,
Computers
to
are way more allow for more possibilities in what you can do with a movie and practical. While they are more, I would say they do have more of a charm factor. Like once they added all those CGI animals in and Mos Eisley and A New Hope and Star Wars, I mean, kind of liked it better when like it was more practical. It felt like it feels more in place with the rest of the movie, and also just kind of like, I don't know, practicals are nice, but of course that does bring out limitations because you cannot do such like large scale like stuff. Like you can never have like the fight between, like, just bring up Marvel, like Thanos and Spider-Man and Iron Man to the scale that it is in Infinity War on Titan, whatever the planet was. I think it was Titan, but you couldn't have that you wouldn't be the same with practical effects. So it's like a lot of people are really quick to like hate on CGI and say practicals are better, but I mean, like, there's pros and cons of both, and that's just kind of how I feel on it. Now, Braden, how do you feel about practical effects?
To speak to your point, I think we're kind of similar on this, but I will say that in Jurassic Park, that T-Rex, like that practical model, it wasn't just a head. They built a full T-Rex that was on this like animatronic body, and they had like 20 people operating it. And when it's up close, it looks really good. Like, and especially in that sequence, I can't tell what's CGI and what's practical. But just I say CGI has, it's good if it's done well. I've seen many movies that use CGI, and sometimes it looks great and sometimes it looks like crap. It just depends on who's doing it. Like if it's Industrial Light and Magic, it's gonna look good, minus the prequel trilogy. But it's just also it's that time. Like I think technology, especially in film, has evolved
Oh yeah,
with
100%.
the time it's been in. But if we look at a lot of like classic movies like Star Wars, Indiana Jones, like especially in the Indiana Jones series, if you look at those movies, there's a couple shots of like early special effects, but like if you look into the makings of those movies, especially the first three, the amount of practical effects and practical stunts is just mind blowing, and they didn't have like all this technology to do that stuff with. So like in Raiders of the Lost Ark, there's a guy climbing under a truck at full speed, like. And nowadays, I think people take a lot less risk because of the technology, and I think there's a certain, like Brabranic said, a certain charm to that. So yeah, I'm kind of split, but I'm definitely in the ballpark of practical over CGI.
The timeline thing is very interesting because that's another point, is that like if you look at CGI from like the 90s, it hasn't aged well. The thing is that like practical effects, love them or hate them, they're more timeless than CGI. CGI will eventually look bad as the technology progresses, but I think a lot of the dinosaur, like the practical models of dinosaurs in Jurassic Park, like those will still look forever good because of the efforts made to make those models look good. Like Puppet Yoda will always be timeless. While CGI Yoda, who I think looks fine, but eventually he will be more outdated than he already is. So it's like, it's tough. It's tough to decide. More studio CGI is easier. So a lot of studios nowadays opt for that instead of practical effects. But you know, it's both sides of the same coin, where it's like they're both aiming to meet the same goal, which is just special effects for the movie. They're just different ways of going at it.
Yeah. I agree. Sorry, I had to mute there for a sec. My dog was just like having a fun time barking. But I think like a lot of I'm gonna not have a long session because I agree with a lot of the stuff Brannick said. But it's like for the movie Life of Pi, I've seen a lot of this on TikTok. It's like it was just like they had like a little blue like tiny thing that they had there, just kind of sitting there, with the guy, and then like that was they CGI'd the tiger, but like it was the way they used a lot of practical effects for like the rest of the stuff in the actual movie. So like there was a scene where there was a bunch of fish and they didn't like CGI the fish in. They just had the crew kind of sitting there throwing fish at the guy.
And one last thing, I'm gonna let Michael speak. I think, yeah. One last thing on practical versus CG, and this is something I touched on is stunts. Stunts look a lot better if they're practical stunts, and I think like one of my favorite stunts is not only the truck chase in Raiders of the Lost Ark, but the bridge cut at the end of Temple of Doom. That bridge when it cuts and they're hanging on that cliff, there were stunt people hanging in the air off of a cliff on a rope bridge. Like there was no CGI. Yeah, it's made to look larger because it was 1984, but it looks so real because it is, and I think that just adds more intensity to your film and to your stunts if it's real. Yeah, so that's my take on CGI and practical effects.
Yeah, I think like there are a lot of I don't know, there are a lot of examples of like movies. There are a lot of interesting stories about like movies that are made like different because that I like I don't know. The thing that I keep going back to, so it was either I want to say it was either Green Inferno or Cannibal Holocaust. Those are two movies that are like similar. And I think the creator of one of them like actually got in trouble because their practical effects like looked too real and people thought that the like people on screen were like actually dying.
I think that was Cannibal Holocaust, and
I
both
think
of
it
those
was
both of those films are also banned in other states.
yeah, I think it was Cannibal Holocaust, but like yeah, they're like interesting stories behind it because like I'm pretty sure they actually like killed like actual animals on set, which is pretty messed up, but I don't know. So that's an example of kind of like that's kind of an interesting story about how practical effects got like kind of worked into films and got people in trouble with it.
Wow.
Friday the
But
13th, there's a scene where they kill a snake.
Yeah.
And they borrowed the snake and they didn't tell the guy they borrowed it from that they were going to kill the snake, and then they killed the snake.
oh wait, which movie was this?
Friday the 13th, the original.
Oh,
Yeah,
Like,
no,
really?
that
Imagine being like, sure, you can have your nice snake. Pork chop? Pork chop!
yeah,
Oh.
I mean that film was plagued by 1,000 other issues, but that's one of the prominent ones. They killed an animal.
I like the practical, like you're saying, like they thought they actually killed people. Like people thought that Kubrick faked the moon landing because the practical effects for 2001: The Space Odyssey were so good. And that movie is jaw-droppingly gorgeous. I cannot believe that they made that in 68, or it was released in 68. They made it before, obviously, but that movie is incredible. If you want, it's boring, but if you want to see like really timeless effects, watch that movie. And yes, how are you feeling?
What is 2001: A Space Odyssey? I've always heard of it. What is it?
It is a movie.
It's a space opera. It's a space epic.
Everin, do you have anything that you want to add?
A long old film.
Yeah. What do you think?
All right, go for
I was
it.
gonna say something.
Say it.
Like it looks really real, like practical effects. Like in the movie, what's it called? You know, one movie, what's it? Batman from like 19 whatever. Well, whoever made that movie. Am I frozen right now?
It was Tim Burton. It was
Tim Burton's Batman. You know, they actually had Jack Nicholson come in here. He actually went on stage and actually killed real people on stage. Yeah, they took him like he actually shot a guy on stage. That's how he looked so real in the movie.
Okay.
And he actually like gas people. It was really cool.
Everin is here with the jokes.
Everin is not. Everin is in another place.
Yeah,
It's gonna get
Oh, like they signed a waiver. What?
They signed a waiver to die.
What? Am I good?
Everett, we need you to come down a little bit.
He's fine.
Am
I
I
think
good?
Everett's doing good.
You're doing a great
Am
job.
I doing good? Did you hear everything I said?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we heard
Yeah,
you.
we
Sure.
heard
Everyone,
you.
we heard it all. Oh,
But
cool.
one other thing that I think is so I'm a huge fan of
you
the
guys are frozen on my screen. Is that bad? You guys are frozen.
No,
so
No, you're doing. It's
Am I
fine.
frozen?
Everyone,
No.
just stop.
I'm not frozen.
Guys, Brayden is trying to speak.
so I'm a big fan of the movie Jaws, right? Duh. That was my first video. Anyway, now people can debate all day long if the effects in Jaws look dated. You can have that debate for all day, every day. I'm on the ring that thinks Jaws still looks immaculate because the thing that makes Jaws effective is the practical effects, but but also is the fact that I lost my train of thought. It's just the fact that you don't see the monster for a lot of the movie and they use other things. And when you do see the monster, it looks good because there's just build up to it and they just don't blow their money right away. I lost my train of thought. I don't know where this podcast is going right now. So yeah.
If this topic is wrapped up, I think we've kind of
Think
said this
so.
night. Does anyone want to have anything more before we?
Any
I don't
final
have
thoughts on the
anything.
old
I'm
topic?
adding nothing to this conversation. No,
Correct.
No,
That's
no.
kind of we're gonna let the
I
guests
don't-
talk.
Yeah,
I'm not
I think that's kind
Everyone's
of
being
important to
suppressed.
mention. Seeing that Everin, you are the guest, why don't you choose the next topic?
Yeah, go for it.
Right on the spot. Go for it.
Go, Everin, go. I believe in you.
Oh,
It can be almost
dude,
anything.
I'm gonna have to go and choose middle school stories.
Middle school
You're in middle
stories.
school.
Middle school stories.
I got a ton of those for you.
Okay, I have a few. Yeah, I definitely have a few.
Everin, why don't you start?
Oh. I don't know if you guys know this, but the entire time you guys were speaking, I was just doing silly stuff.
No, I saw.
We know.
Oh,
We know.
We know.
We
like-
saw.
You were
Yeah.
watching me do all that stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can
The
see
audience
you.
will be
it's
able to
all
watch you
myself.
do all that stuff.
I was going like and stuff. I was going like
Yeah, we understand. What's your middle school story though?
Yeah,
anyway, middle school stories.
he's frozen in a pose.
You guys
Oh,
are
Everin is doing great this episode.
He looks like he's in like a chorus line.
You're frozen. You're unfrozen.
You're good, Everin. What's your
Tell
middle
us
school
that
story?
Hit us with those trivia questions.
Everin, we are,
or is it like
Everin, we are
No,
dying to hear that story.
Everin, tell us your middle
Middle
school.
school
It's fine.
all right? I'll tell you a good banger here. A
Don't
real
say
knee
anything.
slapper, knee clapper, really. So basically, we're at recess time, basically.
You have recess in middle
It's
school?
outside. It's all raining and pouring and cold outside. So it's indoor recess. So we're in the classroom. We're in there and we're just messing around. I don't know if I'm allowed to use real names.
No,
No.
you're not.
So
No.
If you read the
Name.
rules,
Make up names. Everin,
Everin,
everyone is named
Use
James.
So-
our names. Use
No, use
Michael,
James.
Finn.
Yeah. Substitute in our names for different characters in the story.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna call people original characters, not their real names though.
No, do
No.
Michael, Finn, Brannick, and Braden so that
yeah.
There's
the
more
audience can have
characters
a.
in that story. In the
And
song.
do
don't worry
Michael
about it.
2, Braden 2.
All right,
So
fine.
the
I'll do
audience
that.
can paint.
All
So
right,
the
so
audience can paint the
Mr. Teacher
picture.
Man is watching us.
Give
And
him
we're
a
all
name.
messing around in indoor recess. There's not too much to do. There's like board games and crap, but that's boring. But so we were messing around on the whiteboard, just drawing stuff, like drawing doodles and stuff, vulgar images and stuff. It's awesome. And then
Whoa, that took a turn.
no,
No. Okay, continue.
and then
Oh,
Everyone is
no.
struggling.
so we're
He's
done
in
with
a
that
chorus
because
line.
it's getting boring.
One
So then Michael
singular.
So then Michael
sensation.
and Brannock, they're kind of the annoying kids.
Yeah.
They were really annoying, actually. It was terrible. I hated them. But Michael goes up to the board, and he looks over the board. On top of the board, there was a map, and you have to like pull it out, and like it was like a roll-up map, and you like pull it down, and then the map would like unroll, and then you'd see the map. So then Finnegan comes in. Finnegan's one of my friends. He's a close friend of mine, Finnegan. And he comes and Finnegan grabs the little map thing. He goes like, I've never seen this map before. I'm gonna look at this map. He like pulls it down a little bit. Probably like this much he pulled it down. And that's like kind of short of like all thing. And then Michael springs out of the chair and goes, "No!" Michael springs up as fast as you can. He's like, "Put it down. It takes like an hour to go back up," and he's screaming about it.
Everyone is
He's so
struggling.
loud.
Oh, there he goes.
Where did I leave off?
Oh yeah,
Uh,
Michael springs up out of the chair.
All right, Michael springs. He's going, "No, you can't do that!" And he's like pulling. He's like, we're like mid play. He's like, "What the heck?" He's like, "It takes like an hour to pull it all the way back up." So then Brannock, the intelligent mind, Brannock comes up, and
Wow.
We have fun. Okay,
what?
what does Everin do? Brannock, what does Brannock do?
I'm frozen. Everybody's frozen. I don't know what's happening.
No, you're good.
Everin, just
Keep
continue
going.
your
Messed
story.
up?
You're doing great, Everett.
We'll tell you if you're
What, can I
frozen.
use your full name?
We'll cut it out.
Mike,
my
cut that out. All right, so Brannock, the intelligent mind, springs up. Not his last name. I can't share that. He comes up
You
and he's
already-
like, "What do you mean? All I have to do is just pull it down and pull it back up again." So he comes up, he grabs it, he yanks it all the way to the floor, all the way down, and then lets go. He doesn't even like let it gently up. He lets go, and then the thing goes flying up. It knocks the entire map off of the. It knocks the entire map off the table, all of the floor. Probably the loudest noise ever known to human man. It's like someone shot somebody in that room, which might as well happen. I don't know. It was all a blur to me, really. I think there was a gun involved. So it's off. It's off of the whiteboard. It fell off. So Mr. Teacher Man, he gets up. He's angry, dude. He's angry at this. He gets up. He's like, "What are you doing?" He's angry, dude. He sends us into a corner. I was in trouble. As it was falling, it actually hit my hand, so I was in pain. He yelled like, "What are you guys doing? What are you?" No. So it's really scary, guys. It's really scary.
No,
Okay, I'll go next.
I had a spill.
I've got a good one when you're down.
Okay, so
Wait, no,
We're-
stop. Wait till Everett's
No, wait,
finished.
I'm
What
not
the
done yet.
Oh, I thought you were
Nice.
done.
we were
That's my
done,
bad.
Everett. Everett's like this right
So,
now. He's got his bottle of
scolding us.
water.
I'm not done.
You're frozen.
I'm not done, guys.
Okay, my bad.
I'm not knee slapping yet. All right, come on. So he's angry. He's scolding us. I'm being scolded too because I was over there. He doesn't know what happened. He's just in a blind. He's in a blind phase of rage. He does not know what happened or how it happens. But he's screaming. It takes him like 20 minutes to put it back up. It took like an hour, I think. So he's putting it up, and then he had it up. He had it up, and then it was quiet. It was all quiet. Everyone was back to doing stuff, and then old Finnegan, he's sitting on his desk. This is in the same indoor with us. And Brayden was there too. And Brayden starts to do some wacky stuff here. Brayden decides it'd be a good idea. So he's standing like here is Finnegan, here's Brayden. Finnegan's sitting at a desk, and there's a desk right there, and he's standing at the front of the desk. So
There he goes.
and putting down the desk, and then he decides it'd be a funny idea, be a real funny, real big idea. Take the desk and then pick it up, put it on its side so the legs are facing Finnegan. Drop it on the floor. Again, loudest noise possible. I'm pretty sure the window broke. I'm pretty sure somebody died. I don't fully remember. It was so insane. So it falls. Mr. Teacherman gets up. First time he was like in a blind rage. This time he was just I think he killed a man. I don't know. I think mine took a beating up.
Why do you think
I
everyone
was
died
fine.
in this story?
Everyone died except for Michael and Finnegan and Brannock and Brayden.
Yes.
I was there to live the tale. And so he comes up. He's like, "What are you doing, Finnegan and Brayden?" He throws Braden and Finian in the separate corners of the room, and it's amazing. That's the end of the story.
All right.
Beautiful story.
All right, Braden, why don't you tell us your story?
Alrighty, so I'm not gonna use any name. I'm just gonna say person and teacher. So we're in English class, right? And English class is last period of the day
Let's
because
go.
our class was split into boys and girls. So So anyway, it was English class was last period of the day. We were quite, tired. We were 8th grade boys. So anyway, so we're reading our books, right? And this one of these kids, who's funny, he asked if he can get a drink of water, and the teacher's like, sure. So he's like going down the hallway, and he is at the water fountain. He has to walk 2 more steps, and he's at the water fountain. And 10 seconds after our teacher said, sure, she walks out into the hallway, looks down the hall, and says, person, come back because you're walking too slow. He was 2 steps away from the water fountain. Brannick was there. He saw this happen. 2 steps. 2 steps that he had to turn a corner and walk in front of it, and he was there. But the teacher said, no, you're walking too fast or too slow. And he just turns around and comes back. It was just so stupid.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
my
funny.
friend got one
I like
before
that
from
one.
Old
Yeah,
Brannick.
me and Braden went to the same middle school for context.
Yeah,
That's why I was
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Braden
Otherwise,
broke
wouldn't
into the
we-
middle school and saw this
I broke
happen.
into Braden's school.
Epic.
Yeah, that was
Don't
just-
you guys
just
love
funny.
doing that?
It's
Sure.
funny.
Nice.
Yeah,
I have a
sorry.
story. If all
Oh, yeah.
right, I do. You
Hit us with
liar, I
that story,
do.
Michael.
But yeah, one time in middle school, so we have this one class called PLTW. I don't know what that's. Oh, it's Project Lead the Way. That's what it stands for. But basically, yeah. But basically, it's a class where you just like build stuff and you like, I don't know. You just like, but yeah. So we were doing that, and in the class, you have to learn a couple of things, like how to use like a box cutter, like how to use. There was a couple of stuff, but you had to. Well, no, you like use those things to build other things, but you had to take a test, like a safety test, to make sure that you were allowed to use them. I remember one of the things was like a box cutter. There was one other thing, and then there was the hot glue gun. And the hot glue gun is what is important for the story. So we take the test to learn how to use to like make sure we're allowed to use the hot glue gun. I passed. I don't know who else passed, but like probably most people. But then one day we were like, so yeah, we were allowed to use them. So we had them out one day, and we were like gluing stuff. We were like building our project. I forget what. I think we had to make like a mask out of cardboard. It was kind of cool. But so yeah, basically we were like gluing the stuff, and then I looked to the table next to me, and they have their hot glue gun plugged in, and they're like working on it. And then I see another kid like go up to the hot glue gun, like go up to the cord, and he has a pair of scissors, right?
No.
So like everyone just kind of everyone in the back of the room, because we're in the back, so we just kind of stop and look at him, and then he just like puts the scissors to the cord and he cuts it. And now I didn't know this would happen, but little did I know, when you don't try this at home, because when you cut a cord that is plugged into a wall, it creates a mini explosion. There were like sparks flying. There was a loud sound. And the
Did someone
teacher,
die?
no, and the teacher didn't notice. The teacher was unbothered by this. He was at the front of the room. We were in the back of the room laughing because he just blew up a hot glue gun, and the teacher didn't care at all. But yeah,
I want to meet this kid.
Is that
Oh,
legal?
he's the smartest man alive.
Who was that?
Okay,
Was it
but how
Michael?
did the teacher not notice a mini
Michael, that was
explosion?
you, I bet.
no, it wasn't
It was
me.
Michael.
I was a witness to it all, though. It was
Michael
pretty funny
blew
to
up the hot
watch.
glue gun.
I think it was actually me. I think I remember that.
For context, everyone does not go to my school.
No, I do.
Not
I
to
like
my
go in
knowledge.
Michael's like bag, like the little lamb in the one rhyme. Like she brought her lamb to school and then she went fired.
Mary?
Mary had a little lamb.
Whose fleece was white as snow everywhere that Mary
Michael brought
went.
her lamb to school. Lamb to school.
Lamb to school.
In 1482.
All right,
Columbus was 10
all right,
years
Brandon.
away.
What is your story?
I think it's Finn's turn.
Yeah, it's my turn, Everin.
Dang, I got cut.
All right, Finnegan.
Okay, wow. So I have two, but they're both very short, so it's fine. So one of them is more serious, then we get to the funny one. So the more serious one, the other day my friend was just kind of sitting there. We'll call him, what should we call him?
Michael.
We'll call him Michael. So Michael is just kind of sitting there. And then up walks Braden. And Braden bumps into Michael. Michael's like, excuse me? And Braden is like, ugh. So Braden just starts hitting Michael like,
Braden attack.
and then my friend Brannick just is like, nope. Also, my friend, we'll call her Everin. Brannick and Everin both like run and tackle the guy punching Michael named Braden. And then the teachers get involved and are like, yeah. But then basically everybody just like runs away from Braden. And then here, what's his name? Michael. I almost just said the real person's name. Michael goes to like the guidance center, which is like where the counselor is. And then in walks Braden, who just like full out punches Michael in the face. And then Braden gets suspended. And now
Get out of here, Braden.
Do not want to see Braden for a while. So
Bye, Braden.
That's my story.
Bye.
Bye, Braden.
Leave the meeting now, Braden.
One more story I have.
You're
it's
out of
shorter.
here.
Is this kid? We'll call him Everin. So Everin's just sitting there, and there's this big art project that's like worth a grade that's someone else's, and Everin just kind of like whacks it, and it breaks, and then I look at Everin, and I'm like, Everin, what? And then he's like, I've never seen this before. My name's Josh.
Josh.
Oh, it's like, Everin, no. And then Mr. Teacherman is like, Everin. Hey, and then Everin's like, my name's Josh, and like just leaves class. Just leaves. It's a very Everin move, by the way.
Yeah.
That is an Everin move.
Yeah, those are my stories. My middle school, we like to have fun.
We do like to have fun though.
My middle school is quite wacky.
You
Don't
guys
go
did
there.
not go to the same middle school ever, Infinity.
Yeah.
Everin goes to everyone's middle school.
Everyone
I
goes
just
to
see
every.
the backpacks most of the time.
Go to any middle school in the United States and you will find Everin.
Everin's there.
I'll be in the back room. Just look for the hat. I'm wearing this always when I sleep too.
It's kind of like a
Always
Mario
wear that
Odyssey
hat.
type thing.
Oh yeah.
If I take it off, I actually die. So
Oh.
Yeah, as he takes it off.
Okay, hey Brannick, tell us your story.
All right. Well, this is a pretty wacky story. It's so funny that you might not even laugh. But so here's the thing.
It does sound
Braden
fun.
brought up the classic all boys class. That's a great thing. For
Oh,
whatever
that's
reason, for like 2 classes out of the day during 8th grade, they were like, all right, all girls in one class, all the boys in the other. No reason, but it's cool because it's got purely the boys' energy. So this was also like last period of the day. And so the teacher frequently left the room to go like
Oh my god.
different things in the library.
oh yeah,
and
she
stuff.
does leave the room a lot.
Different things in the library and stuff.
So you have to
Or
leave for like
whatever
20
she does.
minutes.
Print things
All right,
in the
Brannick.
library and stuff. And then so she did that quite a while. She was always gone for like anywhere from 5 minutes to the entire class. That's an exaggeration, but it felt like that. So she always would leave the door open. So I mean, I guess if the other class could hear the boys absolutely just having a time, they'd get mad. But like she would always put down the little door stopper. It's the little kick thing that goes down and it's supposed to stop the door. But for whatever reason, the door stopper just decided it wasn't going to do its job that day, and the door slides, and the door slides, and everyone watches as the door slides. She's gone. She's probably like in the library by this point. The door's sliding, and then it stops right before closing because the little like thing that pops out and then like goes into the door, that like catches on it. So everyone looks at each other and just thinks, so who is going to shut the door?
Who is the brave soul?
Who's the brave soul? And okay, so starts out. So Finnegan struts up and just stands up, considers it, sits back down. Brannick, who is me in the story, gets up and thinks, all right, I'm gonna need excuse. I grab a Kleenex, go up to the trash can, which is next to the door. And so it's like, all right, so if I close the door and she like walks up right at that moment, I can be like, oh, I accidentally knocked it while blowing my nose. But then the thought of me closing the door in her face was just too much to handle. And then I put the Kleenex in the trash after not blowing my nose and sit back down. But then this absolute rebel, this absolute madman, this absolute guy with no cares to give, Michael, stands up. He stands up. He walks over to the door and he shuts it. And the doors lock from the outside automatically. So everyone sits back down. And then what we're supposed to do is just read the books we have while the teacher is in the library. We're actually stepping out. So we're doing at least something productive. So where once no one was interested in reading their books, suddenly everyone is very invested in their individual novels as the door is now locked and everyone sits down, noses buried in the pages. And then everyone tends to keep reading when the teacher walks back up to the door, gives a little tug on the handle, realizes that it still locks, and then like pokes her head into like there's like a little like window. And she's like, and so eventually Everin thinks, all right, we cannot do this forever, pretends to notice her, gets up and lets the teacher back into the room. So then she's like, well, I hope that door closed on its own. And everyone's like, yeah. And that's the story. And the best part about that story is that several months later, the same thing happened and we closed the door again.
Let's go.
Can I say something though? Because I was in the room as well. We pretended to not notice her for a good 3 minutes.
No, that's a dirty lie. It was like 30 seconds.
It felt like
a long 30 seconds. It was a long 30 seconds, to be fair.
In the window, think of it as like not like a porthole window, but it's that same like concept where it's like just this like one like random window in the door, and she's just
like a rectangle thing.
Yeah,
like a rectangular window by the door handle.
And it's like a full like here's Johnny thing that she's doing where she's just like poking her head in the window.
Here's Linda.
So that's unlike anyone in there.
Not Linda. That's not.
Hey, let me in.
Open up.
Hey! Ah!
Give me the All right. Is it my turn again? Because okay.
Yeah, Evan, why don't you finish this off with one last story?
Last story.
No, I got like one like short story, and then I got like rapid fire I got like rapid fire like 5 incredibly short stories.
All right, that sounds fun. Let's hear it.
Whatever.
So let's
just
get
you're the guest.
Let's get the longer one in there first. So we're all outside. It's cold. This is pretty recent too. It's cold. Brayden. All right, so there's 2 people that are important here. Brayden and Michael. All right.
I got the part.
Brayden is the female protagonist of the story.
As per usual.
Brayden is going to add this recess, ask out a little Michael here.
Oh God.
And okay, so we're all in a group and we're like urging her like, yeah, this is the time. Go ask out Michael, Brayden. And she's just like, and then she's about to. After a while, she's about to go ask out old Michael here. Look at him right there. He's awesome. He's about to go ask him out. And she's walking over now. Brayden's walking over to go ask out Michael. But Michael, he's playing football with Brannock. And Brannock's a little bit evil in the story. So Michael's running with the football. He catches the football. He's running with it. And Michael's a big dude, all right? Michael's a big guy, okay? Brannock, though, he's tiny, dude. He's minuscule compared to Michael. Hold on, let me pause it for you.
Oh, pray. Everyone left mid-story.
So what's going on with the story? I'm evil.
I'm Michael.
Where did Everin go?
You know,
does
anyone ever really know where Everin is?
All right, we got 30 minutes here. So I'll make it quick. All right, so back to our story. So Michael's running with the football. Brannock, tiny little dude, he grabs onto Michael's leg. He snatches on. And Michael's running, and he starts to desperately start punching Michael's leg and starts kicking him. He starts punching, kicking, grabbing, scratching, biting. Michael's legs break, both of them. So he's running out. So Michael, 2 broken legs, he can't run any longer. He falls. And then we're on the pavement too. So he's skidding across the floor. He's skidding fast too. He was about a mile this way. He could have come in like a mile, like 15 miles per second.
Yeah, Everin, is this a real story? Because this feels like you're making it up.
No, it's real.
No, I gotta hear how this one ends.
Yeah.
Also, do I ever come into this story?
No.
Okay.
So, anyway, back to our story. So now Michael's falling over. He's skidding across the floor. He's skidding fast too. There's sparks coming off him. There's like, he's like, and it's like a truck falling over. You know when a truck falls over, it's like, that's basically what's happening. There's sparks flying. His hip bones shatter. And all of his ribs just explode. And then as he's sliding, he looks up. Old Brannock's still grabbing on for dear life on old Mikey's leg. He's skidding across the floor. He looks up, pole. There's a pole there. And then as he's sliding, a perfect trajectory. The pole is here. He's sliding. His head is about to hit that pole. Head comes clean off. It rolls away. Never found the head. I think it rolled into a ditch somewhere, got eaten by a bear or something. Never found old Michael's head. Michael dies in the hospital.
Wait, my head fell off? I thought it was Brannick's head.
No, your head. Now Brannock, with the weight of his murder of Michael, he cries in tears.
I think this is
That is
fake.
a true story.
This is fake.
No, it's real actually. They were playing football, and then Brannock kicked Michael's leg, he fell over, and he hit a pole, and he hit his head on a pole and had to go to the
What
hospital.
does that have to do with Braden asking?
Did Braden ask him out?
It's important. And Braden wanted to ask him. It's important, all right? That's the end of the story. Also, short story, hot glue. Old Braden is old Finnegan, just using the hot glue. Now Finnegan's kind of a jerk. He's just using the hot glue. He's just hot gluing. And then old Braden, the devilish man he is, he comes out. He walks up to old Finnegan, just spraying hot glue, and he takes his hand. He takes old Finnegan's hand and he pushes it into the hot glue.
Ooh.
And then
Oh, ow.
and then Finnegan claims he has 2nd-degree burns from hot glue gun. That's a true story. That's
Wow.
it.
Bro, people at
Ow.
your school are jerks.
Yeah, they are.
Freaking knocking each other's heads off, burning them, giving them 2nd-degree burns.
Yeah, that's
And
rough.
breaking their ribs.
No, that was the floor broke the
And
ribs. All right,
asking
what's
Michael
next?
out.
Okay.
What's next?
All right,
What's
is that the rest? Is that your last story?
That's my story. Sorry.
Perfect.
All right, let's
okay.
get into trivia answers.
All right.
Wait,
Gonna
what
go
about
around-
Fanatic? No,
Going around the
That's
circle.
last.
Do I get to guess them?
You get to guess last because you gave away the answer.
Yeah.
Luckily, none of us heard it.
Did not happen.
All right, Brandon, hit us with those answers.
Quickly.
Alright.
Quick.
All right. Question 1. What was the first commercially sold home video game console? Finnegan, what is your guess?
I'm gonna have to go.
Don't look it up, Finn. Finn, don't look it up.
Okay.
Let me and Braden guess first, because Finn
All
was
right,
definitely
Michael-
just looking
Michael-
it
Wait, no,
up.
no, I straight up didn't. Okay.
No,
But,
Michael,
No,
go
I
first.
swear to God, I was looking it
Guys,
up, but
let's just answer it, please.
I
Michael,
will say the Atari.
I was gonna say the Atari.
that is a company.
Well, that's also like whatever the Atari console is. I don't know.
2600 is your guess, I'm assuming.
Sure. The first Atari. That's what
Yeah,
I
that one.
All right, Braden, what is your guess?
I'm gonna go with N64.
really.
I'm
Okay.
gonna go with the Atari first one.
All right, Everin. what
I
is-
think it's the Magnavox Odyssey.
It is the Magnavox Odyssey. You are correct.
Nerd.
Braden, 4 was Nintendo's
I mean the
third.
N64, Braden.
That was like
I don't
not
know
like a
video
recent,
games.
but
What are you, a movie fanatic or something?
what are you, some
All right,
kind
what's
of
the next
movie
question?
fanatic?
Question 2.
I'm sorry, I sneezed.
Who was the
I forgive
la-
you.
Who was the last leader of the Soviet Union?
Could be Everin.
Could be.
Uh,
I think it's Everin.
I will.
Alright.
Finn, I just want you to not be looking at your phone during this segment.
I'm
Even
not.
if
It's
even
right
if you're
here.
not
No,
looking
just-
up the answers, it looks suspicious.
Okay, that's over there.
All right. Who's the last leader of the Soviet Union? I don't know any of the leaders of the Soviet Union.
I haven't
even
even
So
Stalin?
except I think Stalin was at some point, so I will go with Stalin.
I'll go with Stalin.
I'm gonna have to go with Stalin on this one.
All right.
I'm gonna have to go with Mikhail Gorbachev.
The answer is Mikhail Gorbachev. Good job.
Oh, he looked. Did he? Made a
Hey,
fool
now
out
look
of
it
us,
up.
Everett. When you
Did
made
you
a
look it
fool
up?
out
I'm
of
just
us.
intelligent. I have glasses on. That's how you
I
know.
don't know.
Yeah, guys, did you
So
know
yeah, that
Dr.
is
Seuss
correct.
made up the word nerd?
Okay, let's not go into that. All right.
Hard. Good. Gorbachev is the correct answer. Well done. All right. What is the highest grossing animated film of all time?
Okay, there are a
Disney.
couple answers.
There is
No
one answer.
joke. I think Zootopia might be up there. I don't think it's the top, but I'm still gonna say Zootopia.
Okay, I'm going in between The Lion King or Frozen.
I forgot
I
that those
l-
existed.
I love the I'm a Lion King, but I gotta go with Frozen on this one in terms of the highest grossing.
All right, Finn.
You know, I'm gonna say Lion King, even though I think it's Frozen, but I originally I was gonna say Lion King, so I'm gonna stick with my original guess and say Lion King.
Zootopia was a bad guess.
Yeah. What you got? Maybe it wasn't. I don't know where it stands on
I'm gonna
it's
go
not-
with Lion King.
I don't know why. I feel like I heard Zootopia is like earned like a lot of money, but
Right.
I could be wrong.
All right. Frozen was for the longest time the highest grossing animated film of all time until it was surpassed by Frozen 2. You're all wrong. Frozen 2 is the highest grossing.
Are you sure it's not Zootopia?
It is Zootopia. Good job, Michael.
Yeah.
Are you
Well,
sure it's not Lion King?
The answer is
Right.
actually Mikhail Gorbachev. So you guys.
Okay.
Dang it.
All right.
That leaves us with the movie
Fanatic
fanatic
news.
update.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Thank you,
I'm
Everett.
protecting myself. What's next?
Fanatic update. Brannick, Braden.
Fanatic update. I would just like to give a formal apology.
Everett,
The
this is not
latest
your
video we
bit.
produced
Everett,
was
stop.
a Mario Galaxy video, which is not a movie, not a film.
Everett,
I
you're not
apologize for that on my behalf.
Everett,
I
this-
produced and made that video.
Everett.
Yes?
Gosh.
Oh,
We're so nice to our guests.
sorry.
Everett.
You have my approval.
Okay, guys.
Braden, what's your update?
I don't have an update now because I lost my train of thought. So
I
That's
apologize.
okay. We'll just I think that's a good update. Everett is sorry that the Mario Galaxy video got made.
All right, next
Yeah, I
section.
got like I don't think I got any
Oh.
future plans at the moment. I think I'm just kind of
My plans are to not make a video because I'm not a movie fanatic.
Thank you, Everett.
solid strategy.
You're welcome.
Brandon, can you hit us with that? You should make a Mario Galaxy 2 video.
That would be funny. I have to play the game
No,
first.
it's not a movie.
are you
Everett,
part
is
of
it-
of that channel, Everett? You don't have you
No,
can't
he's
really-
right. He's got a point. I have now realized that I did not realize while making it, but Mario Galaxy is not a movie. I'm gonna have to delete that video.
There's where you made your mistake.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Jeez.
All
We have
right,
fun.
Finn, why don't you hit us with that outro?
Okay. I forgot I have to do the outro.
That's all? We're not doing more?
That's it, everyone.
You made it to the end alive.
This was
Dubs.
yeah. So oh yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'd really like to thank Everin for being here. It was super fun to have
Thank
him.
you.
He had some fun stories. Glad he didn't take his hat off or else he would die. This was overall a fun episode. Yeah, this is Finn from the movie 3 Minute a Mic. Signing off.
Bye.
Bye.
3 Men
Bye.
Mike and 1 Everin. See you later.